Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. Confirm you can hear me. Sorry, we are starting the class a little bit late. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? I'm sorry, the network is very poor here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Good morning, Mr. Sampson. Good morning, Mr. Debayo. Good morning, Ebuka. Good morning, Mr. Niola. Good morning, sir. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. Can you all hear me? Okay, I think everything is okay now. Okay, I think it's okay now. I think it's okay now. If you have any question or any pair you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. So today is 23rd of June, 2025. So we'll start by looking at the fundamentals for the week. So today is 23rd June, and you can see we have several major news coming from the Eurozone. We have flash manufacturing PMI for GBP. I think that has been released, right? 9:30 a.m. That has been released. And that of euro also has been released. You can see we have two negatives and one positive for euro. You can see two negatives, one positive, and one neutral. You can see. So we have two against one for euro. Then let me refresh the page. Okay, GBP flash manufacturing PMI was positive, and flash services PMI is neutral. Then by 2:45 p.m. Nigerian time, we are expecting flash manufacturing PMI for the United States and flash services PMI for the United States. So if you're considering trading USD pairs, you could wait for this news to be released before you trade on USD pairs. Okay, you could wait for this news to be released, and if you're executing trade before this news is released, you just have to be conservative. Okay, don't go all in if you're executing a trade before the major news release. Okay, so that's it for today. So let's go to the charts. If there's anything you want me to analyze, please let me know in the comment section. EU, GJ. Okay, so first let's look at dollar index. Let's see dollar index. So last week, well, this is a weekly time frame. Last week candle closed bullish after clearing liquidity residing at this previous low. Okay, the liquidity residing at this previous low got cleared I think 2 weeks ago, and last week candle also tested that level. You can see they tried sweeping the liquidity residing at the previous week low. Well, I'm not sure they were able to achieve that. You can see the low of the previous week. Last week candle didn't test that level. It didn't clear the liquidity residing at that low. And at the moment, since the market opened, you can see that dollar index has been bullish. It's been bullish. Let's go down to daily. Let's see what's happening on the daily time frame. Please bear with me. The network seems to be very slow. Please bear with me. Okay, so last week Thursday candle closed as a shooting star, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. And you also see that that shooting star candle formed at fair value gap. You can see this fair value gap that was created on the daily time frame. Last Thursday candle closed, test that gap, fill that gap, and after filling that gap, it closed as a shooting star, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. And you can see today the market is trading above the high of last Thursday candle. Could it be this buy is to sweep the liquidity? Would it be that they just want to sweep the liquidity residing at this previous high before going bearish? Or price is aiming to fill the fair value gaps? You can see this liquidity void and this fair value gaps at this premium area. Could it be they want to fill these gaps before going bearish? We have this fair value gap here. So it's likely dollar would come fill this fair value gap. As you can see, we have previous high here that I feel it wants to sweep. You can see this previous high is an area of liquidity, and you can see the market just tested this previous high. I think, okay, they've not swept the liquidity, so there's a high probability the liquidity residing at this previous high will be swept before dollar goes bearish. Okay, that's what I see on dollar index. There's a high probability they will sweep the liquidity residing at this previous high before going bearish. So after liquidity gets swept, after sweeping the liquidity residing at this previous high, You could look out for a bearish reversal pattern to form on a 4-hour time frame or 1-hour time frame before you sell the dollar. Okay. If after the liquidity resetting at this previous high gets swept, you could wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form on 4-hour or 1-hour time frame before you go bearish on the dollar. So at the moment, dollar is bullish. Dollar is bullish. If you are considering selling dollar, you should wait for a bearish reversal pattern to form on a 4-hour time frame or 1-hour time frame before you sell dollar today. I hope that is clear. Remember, there is a high probability that they might come to fill this fair value gap. So before you take any risk selling, ensure a bearish reversal pattern forms on dollar index before you sell dollar. I hope that is clear. So that's my take on the dollar. Let's look at the yen. Yen basket. Fundamentally, I expect dollar to be bearish. Fundamentally, I expect dollar to be bearish. Fundamentally, because dollar has joined Israel in fighting Iran. So I believe that should be negative for the dollar, but I'm shocked that dollar is bullish at the moment. Dollar is bullish at the moment. I don't know, maybe that is just to entice retail traders, investors to buy the dollar. So I see the buy as a trap. Okay, if you are buying the dollar, you just have to be careful. Just be careful buying the dollar. Okay, just be careful buying the dollar. Dollar is expected to lose value. Okay, so let's look at okay, let's start with the weekly time frame for yen. Yen. Okay, so like I shared with you guys yesterday, those who attended the session we had yesterday. Okay, those who attended the session we had last night, I told you guys yen is bearish. Yen is bearish, and you can see yen has been bearish since the market opened. You can see it's been bearish, and I told you guys yen is likely going to come fill this fair value gap, which is at a discount area. Okay, it's likely going to come fill this fair value gap before going bullish. So yen is bearish at the moment. If you apply your Fibonacci tool from this swing high, sorry, this swing low to this swing high, you can see that price is at premium, and at premium you don't buy. Look for sales at premium. You can see price is at premium. So we want to see price pull back to a discount area before we go bullish on the yen. So you should be looking for sales. Okay, you should be looking for sales on. Okay, yen is bearish at the moment. So GBP, JPY pairs should be bullish at the moment. If you look at GBP, JPY, Euro JPY, CAD JPY, all JPY pairs are bullish, and that's because yen has been bearish since the market opened. And I think yen is going to drop to this fair value gap before going bullish. So if you are considering buying yen, you should wait for price to fill this fair value gap before you go bullish. What that means is that when yen drops to this zone, when yen fills this fair value gap, you'll be looking for sales. Yeah, you'll be looking for sales on JPY pairs. Sales on JPY pairs. But at the moment, yen is bearish. Yen is bearish. I hope that is clear. Keep dropping your questions. Keep dropping your pairs that you want me to analyze. Just keep dropping them. Okay. So yen is bearish. Dollar is bullish at the moment. Okay, so let's look at currency pairs. GBP USD. GBP USD should be bearish. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so this is what we have on GBP USD. Since the dollar is bullish, yeah, GBP USD should be selling. So GBP USD has been bearish. Okay. Last week candle closed strongly bearish. You can see last week candle closed strongly bearish. Okay, so on the daily time frame, last Friday candle closed as a shooting star. You can see that as a shooting star. I think after filling the fair value gap, I think it filled the fair value gap we had on this is daily. Okay, it didn't fill the gap entirely. Okay, it didn't fill the gap entirely. So you can see price tested that fair value gap and the candlestick pattern that formed after price tested that fair value gap was a shooting star, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. So let's see what we had on 4-hour time frame. So on 4-hour time frame, we had this fair value gap on 4-hour time frame. You can see this fair value gap. Can you see this fair value gap? That fair value gap also didn't get filled last Friday. Price just tested that fair value gap. Okay, and there's a strong rejection from that. No, sorry, this was it. Last Friday, the fair value gap on 4-hour. Okay, this is it. So price just tested that zone. It didn't fill the fair value gap entirely. You can see. Okay, and so far today, GBUSD has been bearish. I think this morning you can see it's created a fair value gap here this morning. You can see this fair value gap. Okay, let's go down to lower time frame so that you see the fair value gap clearly. So you can see the fair value gap it's created 1, 2, 3, right? It created this fair value gap and price pulled back. This was the fair value gap it created this morning. Okay, this was the fair value gap it created this morning. You can see it created this fair value gap and price pulled back. You can see pulled back, filled that fair value gap completely. And after filling that fair value gap, look at the pattern that formed after it filled the fair value gap. We had what looks like a spinning top, and the next candle engulfed that spinning top candle. You can see. So GBUSD has been bearish for the past 2-3 hours now. It's been bearish and it is bearish at the moment. Okay, if I would risk taking any trade on GBUSD now, it would be a or selling at this price is also at a very high risk. And my bias for GBP USD today is buy, so I'm not interested in selling GBP USD. I'm not interested in selling GBP USD, so I'm waiting for the bullish reversal pattern to form. This breakout here, this breakout could also be to clear the liquidity residing at this previous low. You can see this, the liquidity. I think this was last week low. Okay, so this breakout here could be to clear. They know after the formation of this spinning bottom here, this is the first candle for the day. And after the formation of this spinning bottom, they know a lot of retail traders would have executed sell and their stop losses will be residing at this previous low. So this breakout could just be to clear the liquidity residing at this previous low. And since my bias for the day is buy for GBP I would have to wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form before buying GBP Okay, for those who wanted to sell, this would have been the best entry for sell. After the formation of this spinning top, you should have entered sell. Okay, because if you are selling GBP from the current market price, your stop loss should be above. Okay, your stop loss should be above this level, or you could use the high of this candle as your stop loss. Now the market is trading at 1.3379. So your stop loss will be at 1.3447. That's about 70 pips risk. For me, that risk is too high. Okay, that risk is too high. Okay, should have entered sell after the formation of this spinning top. Go down to 15 minutes. Should have joined the trend at its early. You can see what we had on 15 minutes time frame. At least if you had missed this move at this point, you should have entered sell from this point. And by now, you should be in good profits. By now, you should have adjusted your stop loss to break even. So you can see it has created a fair value gap here. So price is likely also going to pull back to fill this fair value gap before, before going bearish. So if you are considering selling, you could wait for price to pull back. Okay, wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. This would be a good area to consider selling. Okay, who have not entered this trade, wait for price to pull back to this fair value gap. This would be a good to consider selling on GBP USD. I hope that is clear for GBP USD. GBP USD is bearish at the moment. It's bearish at the moment. Okay, so let's look at EU. EU definitely will be bearish also because GBP USD and EU are positively correlated. 70% of the time, both pairs move in the same direction. Okay, so Euro USD. So it would be wrong for you to be selling GBP USD and at the same time buying Euro USD. If you are selling GBP USD, you should look for sales also on Euro USD. So you can see GBP USD is bearish also. Let's start with the weekly time frame. Last week candle closed as a spanning top, which indicates change in trend from bullish to bearish. You can see that it closed as a spanning top, indicating change in trend from bullish to bearish. Okay, so let's look at daily time frame. After the close of last week candle, what pattern do we have on the daily time frame? Let's see daily. Okay, so this is what we had on the daily time frame. Now, last week, you can see this was on Thursday, an hammer candle formed last Thursday, indicating change in trend from bearish to bullish. And also on the daily time frame, you can see we had a fair value gap here. A fair value gap was created, and last Thursday candle that gap. It filled that gap. Can you see that? Can you see last Thursday candle filled that gap? And after filling that gap, you can see the pattern that formed. An hammer candle formed, and before the hammer candle, we have a doji indicating change in trend from bearish to bullish. And on Friday, you can see the reason why on Friday Euro USD was bullish on Friday. You can see because we had a bullish reversal pattern. Now the market is aiming for the low of last Thursday candle. Now this reversal, could it be they just want to clear the liquidity, sweep the liquidity risk, because they know a lot of retail traders have executed buy and their stop losses will be residing at this previous low. So this sell, could it be they just want to sweep the liquidity residing at this previous low before going bullish? Okay, so let's go down to lower time frame. Let's see 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour is strongly bearish at the moment. It's strongly bearish at the moment. Now you can see on 4 hour we have this fair value gap. So this is where I will be considering buying Euro USD. Okay, I believe they want to sweep the liquidity residing at this low. Okay, they want to clear the liquidity residing at this previous low. So I'd love to see this low cleared before going bullish on Euro USD. Okay, we're on 4 hour time frame, right? This is 4 hour time frame. If we apply our Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high, okay, I think price is currently at a discount area. Let me apply the Fibonacci. We take it from this swing low to this swing high. I think price is currently at a discount area. Okay, and this discount area, we have this fair value gap that needs to be filled. So after price fills this fair value gap, if a bullish reversal pattern forms, then I will consider going bullish on Euro USD. Okay, I'll be going bullish on Euro USD after the liquidity residing at this previous low has been swept. That's when I'll go for buy on. So at the moment, Euro USD is bearish. Is bearish. A lot of retail traders are selling Euro USD at the moment. A lot of retail traders are selling Euro USD at the moment. Okay, because here we had a shooting star. And after the formation of this shooting star, most retail traders will jump in and start selling. And where would they have their stop losses? Their stop losses will be residing at this previous high. This is an area of liquidity. This is buy side liquidity. So if I'm buying from this zone, I'll be aiming for the high of this candle, where we have a lot of buy stop orders. There are a lot of buy stop orders residing at this high. Okay, so that will be my target if I'm buying Euro USD. Okay. GJ. GJ has been bullish. GJ has been bullish. This is not the right time to buy GJ. This is not the right time to buy GJ. GJ has been bullish for weeks. All through last week, GJ was bullish. All through last week, GJ was bullish. So if you didn't buy GJ last week, I don't think it will be wise to buy this week. I don't think it will be wise. Can you see GJ? Let me start with the weekly time frame. Please bear with me. The network is slow. That's why it's taking time for the chart to update. Okay. So you can see GJ for the past 2 weeks now. Yeah, for the past 2 weeks or 3 weeks, GJ has been bullish. It has been bullish. Okay, though it is still bullish, GJ is still bullish. GJ is likely going to come and fill this fair value gap. It is still bullish. GJ is still bullish. It is likely going to come fill this fair value gap. Its first target is this high, this previous high. This is where GJ is aiming for. The liquidity residing at this previous high. GJ is coming there. It's coming to sweep the liquidity residing at this previous high and most likely will fill this fair value gap. Okay, that's what I see playing out on GJ. GJ is still bullish. I think it's risky buying GJ from the current market price. Okay, if you want to buy, you could wait for pullback. Okay, this is daily time frame. There's a breakout from a resistance, and as you know, after a breakout from resistance, price is expected to pull back, right? Pull back to retest that resistance, which has become a support. So there's a high probability for GJ to pull back to this level before continuing with bullish move. So if you want to buy GJ, you could wait for price to pull back to this level before you go bullish on GJ. For those who have trade on GJ, buy trade on GJ. If you had executed buy on GJ last week, you should be smiling now. You should have made so much profit on GJ. Buying GJ should have made so much profit. You should be smiling now. But for those who didn't catch the trend at its early phase, patiently wait for pullback or just let go GJ. Look for other pairs, okay? To trade, look for other pairs. It's not yet time, Mr. Raphael. It's not yet time to buy. It's not yet time to buy GBP USD. And if you are buying GBP USD, identify the buy side liquidity. Okay, identify the buy side liquidity. You could set your TP using the high. The high that should be the high of Asian session. The high of Asian session or the high for the day so far. You can set your take profit at that level. That is buy side liquidity for today's market. The high of today's candle so far is the liquidity for today. Okay, so you could set your TP using the high of today's candle or high of last Friday candle. That is if that high has not been swept. I hope you get what I'm saying. I hope you get what I'm saying. Please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give it a thumbs up. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that so that others can get to see this video. Okay, so let's move on to the next pair. So we looked at EU, GU, and GJ. Which other instrument do you want us to You want me to analyze USD JPY should be bullish also. USD JPY should be bullish. Okay. I think I would have to use MT4. It's taking time for TradingView to load. Let's use MT4. USD JPY. So as you can see, since the market opened, USD JPY has been bullish. It's been bullish. Let's start with the weekly time frame. MT4 is also taking time to update. Okay, so this is USD JPY. So USD JPY has been bullish since the market opened, you can see. And I think it is still very bullish. Okay, it is still very bullish. Remember, yen is weak at the moment. Yen is bearish. So USD JPY is bullish. Let's see what we have on the weekly time frame. Okay. So it will definitely sweep this liquidity. The liquidity residing at this previous high. That's its next target. And you can see also we had this fair value gap. Definitely sweep that liquidity. You can see this fair value gap. So it's coming for this previous high. It will also fill this fair value gap. So the market is currently at 147.73 and it's aiming for 149.21. Okay. That's about 150 pips. That's about 150 pips. Okay. So let's see daily. Okay. You can see the fair value gap on a daily time frame. You can see the fair value gap on a daily time frame. Okay. So this is where USJPY is aiming for. It's coming to fill this fair value gap. So don't sell USJPY until this fair value gap gets filled. Don't sell. Wait for this fair value gap on the daily and the weekly to get filled before you consider going bearish on. Okay. Okay, so 4 hour also is bullish. Okay, it's bullish. So that's my take on USJPY. USJPY is bullish, but best entry for USJPY today would have been after the close of this armor. That would have been a good entry. I think price okay. Okay, so you can see price pulled back this morning, tried testing this on resistance zone supports. Yeah, you can see, and we had this is an AMA candle indicating change in trend or continuation, right? This is continuation. So this is bullish. This would have been a good entry for USDJPY. So if you have not bought USDJPY, I don't think this is the right time to buy. Okay, you have entered at 146. If you had entered at 146.45, by now you should have made close to, this is almost 130 pips. Yeah, 130 pips. The market has gone in your direction 130 pips. Why do you want to, take the trade? Okay, so if you are still insisting on buying on USDJPY, wait for a retracement. Wait for price to pull back. Okay, it should do a little retracement. You should just apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to swing high. At least wait for price to pull back to equilibrium. Okay, before you take the trade. Okay, apply your Fibonacci from this swing low to this swing high. Wait for price to retrace to at least equilibrium before you execute the trade. Um, you have any question, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, so let's look at gold. Okay, gold. Let's start with the weekly time frame. Okay. So this is weekly on gold. Last week was strongly bearish on gold. Last week was bearish on gold. Let's go down to daily. I think on the daily time frame, gold filled a fair value gap. Yeah, I think it filled a fair value gap last Friday. You can see this fair value gap on the daily. This is the daily time frame. It filled that fair value gap. Okay, And you can see after the fair value gap got filled, you can see the pattern that formed. After the fair value gap got filled, we had a doji 2 weeks ago. Also, the candle closed as a doji, indicating that the sellers are becoming weaker. It indicates change in trend from bearish to bullish. You can see that. And so for that reason, my bias for gold is bullish. Okay, my bias for gold is bullish. So you can see the pattern we had on the 4-hour time frame. We had an engulfing pattern on the 4-hour time frame last Friday, and you can see after the formation of this engulfing candle, a fair value gap was created on 4-hour time frame, and you can see price has pulled back to fill that fair value gap, and the market is currently trading above the high of that fair value gap. You can see that. If you go down to 1 hour, I'm sure there's a fair value gap that was created on 1 hour that price had to fill before going bullish. Let's go down to 1 hour at this point. The fair value gap was created on 1 hour time frame. So you can see the fair value gap that was created on 1 hour time frame. And you can see this fair value gap. Price came, fill that fair value gap. You can see it. You can see it, fill the fair value gap. Look at the candlestick pattern that formed. Can you see that? So this is a bullish reversal pattern. So with that, I think gold is bullish at the moment. But if gold breaks out from this fair value gap, if a 4-hour candle or 1-hour candle closes below this fair value gap, then we should expect more sales on gold. But at the moment, gold is bullish, and I think this week gold will be bullish. I expect gold to come clear all the liquidity residing at these previous highs. That's my expectation for gold this week. Okay, that's my expectation on gold this week. Gold is going to come for all these highs. Um, all these highs, all these highs. I'm sure gold is going to come clear all these highs. Okay, that's my expectation on gold. That was my expectation last week, but it didn't play out. But this week, I think it's going to come clear the liquidity residing at these previous highs. Okay, so that's my expectation on gold this week. Gold is bullish today, but if it breaks out from this fair value gap, that will be a sell. But right now, gold is bullish. Currently, I have a trade on gold. I think I should be in profit of close to 60 pips or 70 pips on gold right now. So gold is bullish at the moment. Okay, is bullish at the moment. So I think that will be all for today's session. If you have any question, let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I just looked at gold, Mr. Abasi. I just looked at gold. If you are yet to give the video a thumbs up, please do that. And if it's your first time joining the live stream, please subscribe to the channel so that anytime I come on live or I drop any video, you get notified by YouTube. Okay, so let's look at BTC. BTC. I think BTC is bearish. Let's start with the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, okay. So what do we have on the weekly time frame? As you can see, a few minutes, please, few minutes. Okay, for BTC, let me see the monthly. Let's say the monthly on BTC. Uh, sorry for that break. So BTC. So this is what we have on the monthly. From what I see here, I think if you go by structure, on a monthly time frame, BTC is still bullish. If we go by structure, BTC is still bullish. Okay, if we go by structure, BTC is bullish on a monthly time frame. It's been forming a series of higher high and higher low, higher high, higher low. So this is a bullish structure. Okay, this is a bullish structure on the monthly time frame. Let's go down to daily. Okay, so there was a breakout from a resistance at this point. You can see there was a breakout from a resistance. Price has pulled back to test that resistance level, actually trading below that resistance level. And that could be because of this fair value gap that was created here on the weekly time frame. And I think, okay, I think price just tested this fair value gap, though it didn't fill it entirely. Can you see that? Price pulled back to fill this fair value gap, and let's see what's happened on the daily time frame. Let's see what's happened on the daily time frame. Okay, so last Friday, yeah, last Friday candle closed as this is an hammer, a bearish hammer. It's a bearish hammer, and if today's candle closes bullish, then we could look for buys on BTC USD. Okay, you could look for buys on BTC USD. Okay, that is if today's candle closes bullish. But let's go down to lower time frame. Let's see after the formation of last Friday candle. Let's see if there was a shift in market structure on lower time frame. Let's see 15 minutes and 1 hour time frame. There's a shift in market structure on those time frame, then we could go bullish. So you can see the pattern that formed on 4 hour. You can see we had a doji, and the next candle engulfed the doji candle. Okay, it engulfed the doji candle. So let's go down to 1 hour 15 minutes. There should be a shift in market structure. Okay, so you can see on 1 hour time frame, there's a shift in market structure at this point. So that is a buy. Okay, so shift in market structure. After shift in market structure, you can see we had a fair value gap was created here. So price is likely going to pull back to fill this fair value gap. So if you are considering buying BTC, you might want to wait for price to pull back to fill this fair value gap that was created after the shift in market structure. Okay, before you buy, if you are buying from the current market price, your stop loss will be at this level. If you are okay with that risk, okay, if you are okay setting your stop loss at this level, you could buy from the current market price, but know that the risk will be very high. And if the risk is high, it means you have to reduce your lot size. Okay, you have to reduce your lot size if the risk is very high.